I was jogging the other day and I found a dirty old pair of boxer briefs, some scratch tickets, a little mini broken bottle of Fireball liquor, which is obviously disturbing and gross. But I'm thrilled that my ex has taken up jogging. So contrary to popular belief, there's actually an upside to dating a drug addict. It makes you a very simple, patient, non-materialistic person because they steal all of your shit and they sell it. So we'll just get down to brass tacks here. The first and only time that I was ever choked during sex, it is going to go there. I wasn't scared. I wasn't nervous. I was actually super excited about it because the sex was so bad. I was hoping he would just kill me. So if you couldn't tell by that one, I'm in the small margin of the population that doesn't respond well to Zoloft. So, yeah. He said, why is it such a challenge for you to orgasm? Why is it so hard for you? And I had to explain to him that antidepressants, SSRIs, cause you to have a dip in your libido. But I also had to explain to him, I have to keep taking them to keep dating you. So pick your poison with that one. I do struggle with severe depression. So to help me get up in the morning and get the day going, I like to set small personal goals for myself, just to prove that despite the odds, I can still achieve anything I set my mind to and still be depressed. I am clinically depressed, but I prefer to call myself endorphinally challenged. I think it's a little bit more marketable dating, so that's good. I am a sober comic. I recently celebrated a little over 6 years sober, so it's a big milestone for me. Wow. Thanks. There's a lot of things I miss about drinking. One of the main things is that nice, loose, warm initial buzz feeling you get. You know, like right before you ruin your life. So, no. In all honesty, I chose the path to sobriety because I feel like there's nothing worse than a sloppy, angry, inebriated, drunk person just in your face trying to start an argument with you. It's like lay off, mom. Great. My parents have been married over 35 years, and I attribute that to the fact that they complement each other well, because my mom drinks during the day and my dad drinks at night. So if there's ever an emergency, they're both covered, right? They say marriage is all about teamwork, right? So I highly recommend when you're older, for personal reasons, financial reasons, to move back in with your parents for a while. That's not the punchline, but because it will give you a newfound respect and better understanding of elder abuse. So, my mom's getting older and she keeps saying, I don't want to get old and really sick. If I get to that point, do me a favor, put me out of my misery and just push me down the stairs. So you see where I get my depression from. And I had to say, Mom, look, I love you so much and we don't have to wait. No, my family's great. I spend a lot of time with my nephew. He's almost 3 and he does this funny thing where he likes to go poop under his toy basketball hoop in his playroom. I have to say, Colin, dude, you can't do that. That's my spot. Which would be a great segue into the fact that I am single. I'm single, but I prefer to say unavailable because I feel like that's the only time guys are interested. There's a lot of changes with being 37 and single versus when I was 27. One of the main things is when somebody would reject me when I was 27, I used to say things like, but why? Why don't you like me? And at 37, when somebody rejects me, I say things like, exactly. We're on the same page there. So it works out. It is. It's rough out there dating. It's exhausting. When I tell a guy I want to sleep with him, I really mean I want to go to sleep. Like, I'm tired. Tired. It's also rough too. I dated someone recently and he was really nice, but he had really bad breath and I didn't know how to break it to him. So what I would do is before we kissed, I put 2 Altoids in my mouth, hoping one would make its way into his mouth. hoping he would get the hint there. It's tough. I'm also tired of the assumptions at this point. I went to the mechanic the other day and he wouldn't pass my car for inspection because he said the passenger side seatbelt wasn't working. And I said, look, I'm 37 and single. I can assure you nothing is going in the passenger side seatbelt. Besides food. So, no, it is tough. But there's been some perks with the pandemic. You know, I noticed I lost a little bit of weight recently. I can tell because my mask is a little bit baggier. So that's gonna perk with that. The other thing about being single at this age that I don't like is all the unsolicited generic advice that you get from people. Like they always say, if you're not happy with yourself, you can't be with somebody else. And I beg to differ on that because I feel like if you are miserable and you are unhappy and you're angry, you can take somebody else down with you. It's actually my one gift and I am more than happy to do so. But yeah, just back on the topic of, things that I'm just over at this point, being at this age. When a guy asks me to text a sexy photo of myself, I forget to crop my snacks out of the background. Figure he might as well know what he's getting himself into. But it's Saturday. We're excited. I'm off work. I'm tired of my boss just because he wants to be friends with everyone at work. And he told me the other day, Cher, I feel like you don't like me. I feel like you don't like me. Well, I would never want him to feel that way. I want him to know. I'm Cher. Thank you guys so much.